know that's right.
Topic drinkers.
Okay.
But when one takes
A word.
I'm not so I can't go my screen.
Right.
No walls.
I thank you for gracing the time. What is up? What is up?
Good morning, early in the morning, like before the roosters crow. All right, I'm waking up the roosters, but good morning, everybody. Yeah, I've been wanting to do this live for a minute. It just took me a minute. I had to actually get permission, so I'm going to actually be using someone else's footage and live on this row. Um, he granted me permission to be able to do this, but I just want to look over it. I heard a lot of talk about it. Um, Grumpy Gum ZX actually let me know if I have any audio issues too. And what's up? Welcome by request 99. Um ZX had actually went to Honest Road panel. So it was holding over there, they got the speaker, whatever. So I wanted to actually use that for this particular live. So we're gonna take a fucking look at this shit, okay? You heard me? What is going on? Give me a second though. I want to set some things up in the background. Hey, welcome, Chicken Wings. How dare y'all, man? I'm here. No doubt, no doubt. Thanks for dropping in. I think some of you guys already caught up with this too. Just gonna take me a second. It was impromptu. Here we go. Let's see. I think I know where to start it. I think this is a good place here. All right, let's get it. Let me know where the audio is. If my audio is acting up, if there's any problems or whatever. Just let me know. I'm looking for clear for my audio to be clear. All right. Hey, Jill, how are you? Let's get it.
So, it is things though that I do have certain interactions with that kind of, I gotta say, it's differences, I gotta say, among me and you. And sometimes things hit, they might hit me a little rough on how you say things and things that happen. I know your take on the LGBT community. I know how you feel about it, and just from listening to what you have said in the past, and I know now you probably are a lot more easygoing on the subject, but I still have certain things that I come across on your platform, like when you call, basically you say the word, fag or whatever, and you say it.
Whoa, I'm gonna stop right there. I hope the audio is clear. I haven't seen anything. Who is we listening to? Jill, we're listening to it's a guy in the B sector. He's been here for a minute, for many years. His name is Honest Row. And we're listening to Grumpy Gums, ZX, full blown folks. That old naked mouth motherfucker. So that's who we're listening to. And ZX decided to, so this was what, 2 days ago, I guess? He went on Honest Road platform. And that was ZX's first time. And ZX had told Honest Road that he knows Honest Road through 5A, because Honest Road is like over on that side or whatever. And Honest Road is the same gender loving black male. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna take it back a little, but he's asking ZX about the F bomb. And that ZX uses. I'm gonna let this kind of play through. But I mean, he reached for the F bomb, but there's so many things you can reach for when it comes to Jurassic Sissy. So we're gonna take a look at this shit.
And I know, now you probably are a lot more easygoing on the subject, but I still have certain things that I come across on your platform, like when you call, basically you say the word, fag or whatever, and you say it in your own term, and then you want us to come up there and talk with you, but I'm like, that's kind of disrespectful, to want somebody to come up there. How are we supposed to feel if we plan on coming up there, the LGBT community coming up there after we are, put in that space or that area of disdain?
Okay, I want to check with you guys. I'm not like an avid watcher of Grumpy Gums, ZX, but I have stopped in and watched them. I actually done some content on them, and pretty much gave him some sweat. I gave him some work. Whether he heard it or not, I'm sure he's going to say he did. But it's not a problem. It's not a problem for me to repeat myself. Hold on for a sec. Just 1 second. All right. So yeah. So that's it. I'm gonna allow this to play. He asking him about the F word. Oh yeah. He said ZX says it and then kind of wants LGBT members to come on his platform and click the link. But I don't know about that. Do you guys know about that? Because one time I did peep in, I heard him say, and others say too, that his audience tend to back him, but they said that he didn't want any gay people on his platform. And also the way Honest Row mentioned the LGBT, when I talk about it, I want to mention that. I'm going to forever see the LGBT as a conglomerate, like many different communities. I will never see it as one community. You heard? So if the F-bomb does not necessarily apply to everybody in the LGBT plus, you even have asexuals like up in there. You even have like intersex people. That's what the I means. Queer and questioning, the cute, like, yeah, like, so I'm not saying it goes to one specific thing, because a bisexual male could, someone could throw the F slur at them, just like they could to a same gender loving person. Even like trans people experience homophobia, so I mean there is some crossover, but when he was saying it, I think when Honest Row was questioning him, he was talking about it being hurled at a same gender loving male, and I think Pass is going to come up, but let me stop running my mouth.
I'm like, that's kind of disrespectful, to want somebody to come up there. How are we supposed to feel if we plan on coming up there, the LGBT community coming up there after we are,
Let me stop this. I'm looking in the chat. Chicken, you're right. It is a nation. And like 5 years from now, there's gonna be more letters in the LGBT that's not there today. That's not recognizing it today. Trust me. I'm gonna go to the next one.
Put in that space or that area.
Oh, he tried to get James and Pass it over. Oh, really? So he was on there lobbying for James' attention. Come on, man. Like, James is too decent for him. Let me go to the next
one. Of disdain.
Right. Well, I think people get things convoluted. I have my positions on a lifestyle. That's how I view it. A choice.
See what he did? A lifestyle, a choice. But I'm gonna take that back. And that's Grumpy Gums ZX speaking.
Right. Well, I think people get things convoluted. I have my positions on a lifestyle. That's how I view it. A choice.
I'm I'm gonna start right there. So he said he thinks he's projecting. He said he thinks people get it convoluted. I don't think no one does when it comes to him. I think he puts it out there pretty clear. I hope you don't think it's shrouded in mystery. The way he speaks, I mean, it's clear. It's clearly hatred, but but everyone else is a confused. And then he says convoluted. Like, dude, you're doing too much. Like, you're the one that's convoluting shit because you start off by actually defining a sexual orientation as a lifestyle. Where does that happen? If there is no such thing as a gay lifestyle or a same gender loving lifestyle, no more than it is a such thing as a hetero lifestyle. The fuck? Like, orientations are not lifestyles. I did some behind the scenes shit. I'm gonna show you what the researchers who gave us these classifications of sexual orientation, what these experts say. Okay, like in regards to that, it's not a fucking lifestyle. That's something that you put, and that's a whole faulty premise that you start with. But that's something that you impose on people who you claim are unlike you. But I honestly believe that the things that you hate about homosexuals are the very things that you hate about yourself. But I'm let me see what I have here. Sexual orientation. Let's see how the research is that gives us these terms that conceptualize these things, what they say. I'm not trying to hear no religious people or no emotional response people or nothing coming from some belief system. Belief systems do not trump knowledge systems. So let me get to this shit. I'm gonna get to the definitions as well. Like, as we hear his rhetoric and his talking points, I'm gonna actually see what the fucking definitions are. Let's see. That's what I thought. What is sexual orientation? Sexual orientation is about who you are attracted to. Oh, so who's dealing with attractions and not lifestyles, huh? Let me continue to read. The fuck? Who you're attracted to and want to have relationships with. Sexual orientations include gay, which I'm going to call same gender loving, lesbian, straight, which I'm going to call heterosexual, bisexual, and asexual. So, okay. So you can see where he disregard definitions. Nothing intelligent about that. It's nothing reasonable about that. So that's where he fucked up. He started off on a faulty premise and a biased one at that. Let's get it. Let me play this shit.
That is how I view it. But I also...
Right, that's how you view it. I'm going to take it back.
A lifestyle. That's how I view it. A choice. That is how I view it.
Right. And really, it's not how you view it. It's actually how, whatever religious associations you've been connected to throughout life or whatever, what they call values and principles, have been put in you. Like, that's where a lot of that comes from. But yeah, that's how that's a very personal way to view things too, when they actually conflict with what the people who gave us these terms say. It is. And you calling it a choice. So my question to you, Grumpy Gums, is at what age did you choose to be heterosexual? Let's have this conversation. I would love to unpack this. When did you choose? I want to answer. It's not a rhetorical question. I would like an answer. When did you choose? Like, are you speaking from firsthand experience in terms of human beings choosing their orientations? You know, and you got to come with some you got to provide some examples of this lifestyle that all same gender loving males are supposed to live. I would love to know about this. Like, what? Yeah, like what's part of this lifestyle? What does it entail? This lifestyle that you're speaking about, because homosexuals are homosexuals even with their virgins. Like, yeah, the same way this There's such thing as heterosexual versions. There's such thing as homosexual versions. So I would love to know. It's all about your attractions and your romantic interests. Whether you're doing the do or not. If I became celibate, I'm still going to be same gender loving while I'm celibate in celibacy in that process. So, but I don't know what that delusional head tells you, bro. Let's go to the definition of homosexuality. Just so we looked up sexual orientation. That was the first definition. I want to look up homosexuality because these people act like this shit is so complex, and it's pretty clear that it's an attraction. But let me get to this. Tripping. Oh, that's what I thought. So yeah, so yeah. So in that Collins collegiate definition, why didn't I see lifestyle? Are they missing? Are the lexicons that write the dictionary? Are they missing something, or are you grumpy gums? You're missing something. You're missing something, and it's the things that you refuse to look at and they refuse to acknowledge due to your own bias, purposes, and intentions. That's what it's about. I'm already on to you, bro. Okay, the terms lifestyles and okay, cool. Let me go on.
But I also acknowledge that you have a right to that choice. You have a right to that lifestyle. I will.
You have a right to that choice. You have a right to that lifestyle.
Always support your right.
When he says right, too, I wonder if he's speaking about legal rights or unalienable rights. But let me get to it.
To live, love, work, you have that right. My position, I think people confuse it.
I don't think so.
I just stand with the family first. Traditional, not the nuclear family, but the traditional family.
He said, I stand with the family, traditional, not the nuclear family, but the family. Yo, you can have a traditional nuclear family. What the fuck is he talking about? Do y'all think he understands what a nuclear family is? But let me go back so y'all can hear this shit. I don't think he does.
Love, work, you have that right. My position, I think people confuse it. I just stand with the family first. Traditional, not the nuclear family, but the traditional family, man, woman, and child. I will always put that before I put anything before that.
It's not for you to put. You are no authority on human sexuality and human attractions. And if you ask me, nature already put it there. It doesn't require your word. Okay? In terms of numbers, heterosexuals are the norm. They're the numerical norm. You're picking on a small group of minorities that people tell us is only like about 10% or less of the population. But let me go on. Like nature already did that. Like trust me, heterosexuals are the norm. Perhaps not the ones in his social circles. Because he's a bit sugary. I'm gonna go to the next one.
Not the nuclear family, but the traditional family, man, woman, and child. I will always put that before I put anything before that. When it comes to relationships, family structure, I'm just old school like that, or very, very traditional. And sometimes that could be disrespectful to some people.
Very similar to the what's the word I'm looking for? Well, it's like code language, for lack of a better word. It's like the code language that I can remember I was hired at this Jewish establishment, and the daughter of the business, she hired me, but the business was passed over to her from her dad, who was now older and senile. But he was racist as fuck. But I had to learn that. But in the interview process, she told me I was hired, and she was like, well, before I let you go, just one thing I want to tell you about. And I was like, okay. She was like, it's my father. And I was like, right. The name of the business is named after him. So I was like, yeah, I'm aware of him. And she was like, well, I just want to let you know he's very old fashioned. It's the same term that Grumpy Gums just used. And I remember saying in my mind when she said that, I said, I wonder if she just mean racist. And yes, he was racist as hell. He was racist. Like he could. This ain't even. You know what? I'm gonna leave it out. But he was racist as hell. Like, they even had lawsuits because of it. Like from people that would come in from clients.
Woman and child. I will always put that before I put anything before that. When it comes to relationships, family structure, I'm just old school like that, or very, very.
I need to pay attention to this chat. This chat is weird. Say, wait a minute. Okay, so why did he break up his happy home? Exactly. Man, woman, and child wrote. And then, like, we saw the pictures of his daughter too. Like, she seems to be attracted to females, you know. And this whole thing of just like imposing a lifestyle on people who actually have orientations and trying to replace that. Like, no, they're not synonymous. Like, you can't substitute that. Like, yeah, with that. Like, no, like same gender loving people have orientations just like everybody else. And this whole lifestyle thing, like, why are you just pinning it to the homosexuals? Like, and what is the bisexual lifestyle? You know, and how does that differ from? Please explain to me how does that differ from the hetero lifestyle and the homosexual lifestyle? I need to know these things. These are your words, not ours. It's important for you to say these things, you know, to really like leave around your marks of bigotry. You're a whole bigot out here, and you weak as fuck. I would beat the living shit out you. I would beat shit down your legs.
And sometimes that could be disrespectful to some people. Now, I think some people get it confused when I speak about Jim Wilson in particular.
Now see what he did see how he pivoted with Honest Row. I'm talking about ZX. He said some people get it confused when it comes to Jay Wilson, as if that's the only example we can hold up, like in terms of his hatred towards this community we're talking about. No, like we can X Jay Wilson out, pass her out, and we'll still like have examples like of this shit. Like and he had it all came out like that it was all stupid because he had a problem with Jay Wilson for a stupid reason. He's still mentioning this reason. He think the nickname or the lingo pastor, spelled P-A-S-S, actually means pastor. Jay Wilson is not a pastor, never been one, and never professed to be one. And this cum guzzler, this bald mouth, can't pay his water bill, got all types of liens on this shit. As motherfucker can't understand that, he can't grasp that. Like this shit has been pointed out to him. He's still talking about this. But let me go back.
Traditional. And sometimes that could be disrespectful to some people. Now, I think some people get it confused when I speak about Jim Wilson in particular. Now, what is the problem? Why do I have a problem with him? The reason.
Wait a minute. Chicken wings. When you say she, are you talking about Jurassic Sissy? I see she. I got a little confused. He still have a serious problem. When you say she seems to be indecisive.
The only reason I have a problem with his lifestyle is because it goes against what he is supposed to represent, which is being a clergy, being a minister. And you cannot, by my understanding of faith and religion, you cannot go against what the word says. If you pick and choose what parts you're going to abide by and what parts you're not going to abide by.
But when did Jay Wilson become clergy? You know, like this dude is like really reaching. Like just because you say something does not produce that reality. Like, Pastor is not my favorite, and I do content on him, and I come at him. But I'm clear that ZX has a problem not with Jay Wilson's lifestyle, because what is his lifestyle? Like, please explain it. Stop saying this word. Like, give us descriptors. Like, what is his lifestyle that you supposed to know of Jay Wilson? When you're new to this sector, you don't even know Jay Wilson. Like, you don't know his lifestyle. You don't know how he lives. You know, but like seriously, like this dude is like a check away from homelessness. What you talking about, man? You ain't even got no teeth in your mouth. Talking about what you don't accept. Apparently, you don't accept dental hygiene.
It just destroys it, and therefore we have more people running away from the church, in particular, because of the contradiction of what the people who are the leaders of the church are doing. Now, if it is your job to minister, chaplain, preach, I think you have an obligation to hold all of the word, teach all of the word. But there are parts of that word that Jay Wilson cannot teach because he is a walking, talking contradiction. Therefore, when I attack him based on who he represents himself to be. That's it. Not for his choices.
What? Now it's not for his choices. When you just said that that was a problem. You said you had a problem with his lifestyle. Hello, lifestyle is there you go, dog whistle. That was the term I was looking for. Lifestyle is a dog whistle term for choices. That's why it's important for you to X out the fact that Jay Wilson and same-gender loving men actually have a sexual orientation. You try to substitute and try to pretend like it's synonymous with a lifestyle. No population and large or demographic of people, like, I mean, there's millions of homosexuals out the world, have a homogenous lifestyle. You made this up. This doesn't exist with no groups. You totally made that up. And now you're contradicting yourself when you're saying you don't have a problem with his choice. Yes, you did. You just said you have a problem with his lifestyle. That's the reason you're saying choice when you say that. Because as a Christian, you believe that people can choose their lifestyles. This is why the people over here want to know, at what age, ZX, did you choose your heterosexuality? We would love to know that. And before you chose it, what were you? Because you're telling us it's a choice.
I don't agree with his choices. Do I agree that he has a...
Who gives a fuck with what you agree with? You talk about someone's choice. And it's really not a choice, but I have to grant him this in order to make the point. Yeah, like who cares? Like, if you're saying that sexual orientation is a choice, like, who cares with who disagrees with it? You disagree with his existence. That's what it is. You're mad that nature and that heterosexual individuals often produce non-heterosexual individuals. That's what you're mad at.
Right? Yes. Nobody's saying you don't have the right to love whoever, do whatever. I can disagree with it and still acknowledge you have a right. But with him in particular, he is a minister, a man of the cloth. And so that is a contradiction.
Where is he getting that Jay Wilson is a ministry? You know, I know about the choir affiliations and directors and shit like that, but where is he getting this? Maybe I have to brush up, but I'm sure I know more about these beef sector characters than he would ever know. Like this is where I'm from, but let me go to it.
Addiction to the faith that I was raised under. That is my core problem.
Yup. I know who, you know what? I missed that because I watched a little of this earlier, but I didn't know he mentioned it. Let me go back. But when that's something I always look for. Like he said it in slightly different words, saying things like paraphrasing, but that the whole phrase of that's not how I was raised. You know, I also look for the thing. It's almost like sometimes it comes like this. Like no. I don't have a problem with homosexuals. I just don't understand it. So, like people who feel a need to tell you this about your existence, how you exist in the world, and they portray sexual. Or the reason it's important for him to take away the fact that homosexuals do not have a sexual orientation. He wants to call it a lifestyle. Is because he wants to project the idea that it's something that's changeable, like Christians say, which is not even grounded in anything scientific. Like all the therapists can tell you that shit is mental torture and abusive. And these people in these reparative things become suicidal. This is what the research says and shows and bears. But he don't want to accept that it's an immutable characteristic. In other words, the rule of thumb is through life, it does not change. So just ask Andrew Caldwell. Let me get to this.
And I think people mix it up. But that would be the only explanation I can give you. I'm tolerant to an extent. I'm respectful as long as I'm respected.
He's telling Honest Road that he's tolerant to an extent and he's respectful. No, you're not. Like, what would the people say? What would these homosexuals say? They hear you throwing around hate language. You saying everything but the obvious. You know, you're not respectful. And you don't get to judge that. The people outside of you who you're interacting get to say that. You don't get to say that you're respectful. You can ask them if you really want to know. But yeah, let me go back. Yeah, he basically just told Honest Road that I'm tolerant of your existence. This is how Honest Road exists as a same gender loving male. So he's telling him, I'm tolerant of your existence. See, this is why people be getting offended with some of the things that you motherfuckers say, because you hear and you think it's cool, and it's not regarding people's existence.
I'm tolerant to an extent. I'm respectful as long as I'm respected. That goes to anybody, man, woman, whomever. As long as you respect me, I will respect you. We can always have an adult conversation, but you can't force a conversation. You can't make me talk to nobody, you know what I mean? And I came over again. I came over because the whole file was here, and I was like, oh, all right, let me come on over here.
He just dropped the Phi card. He just mentioned Phi, so there we go.
See what you got going on. I didn't judge you, whether you man, woman, man, loving man, whatever. I came to see what your content was about because she said she enjoyed herself there. So I was like, oh, all right, let me go check out who this is. I didn't walk in the room and go, oh my God, he's this, he's that. I didn't do that. I go over to QB's channel and I speak and I'm respectful. I support.
Wait a minute. I'm gonna take this a little back. But so he dropped the Phi card, Phi baby, you mentioned her. Oh Lord. And then he said, I'll go over to QBs. This is his way of saying or providing an example of how he quote unquote tolerate gay existences. Okay. And he mentioned QB, but actually he shook by QB. Because QB have shown in the past, not that Five Babe hasn't, but I think he has shown more like resistance, right? Not putting up with ZX and not really like wanting to be bothered because QB got an earful. And while I'm speaking of this, I want to let you guys know. You brought. I checked in the chat. I asked you guys if you frequent his chat. You said no, fine, cool. I would say you doing the right thing. But I peeped in one time in this year, and maybe it was like 2 months ago. I'm trying to guess. And I heard him say that he wants to round up homosexuals and put them on an island, like to like exclude them from the rest of the world. I heard him say this shit, you know. And oh yeah, welcome, Carrie. Thank you so much for dropping through. Yeah, let me see. ZX, Kwani, and others have non-negotiable views. Exactly. I will engage in a conversation with them based on their track record. Exactly. When people tell you who they are, believe them the first motherfucking time. Yes, believe them. Exactly. And I do. I do. Yeah, I don't want damn, I don't even want to go into that. But there was something I wanted to say. Damn. Man, it was a good ass fucking example. Damn. Let me get to this one. Animal. I just want to know, and sometimes when these people with anti-homosexual views, when they talk and go on, it's almost as if they think that it only could be found or seen in human beings. Like there's like 1,200, over 1,000 species in which like we view like homosexual behavior. Like all different types of life, from like birds to marine life to worms to lizards to apes, the bonobo monkeys and shit like that. Like a lot of them are homosexual or bisexual, and they get off with people that with animals of the well, their species of the same sex. I would say. Take a look. Is that too scientific for you to follow and grasp? Too scientific? Yeah. Too much research behind it? Not enough belief? Not enough advocating rape and slavery and teaching slaves to be obedient to their masters? Not enough of that for you. Okay. Seriously. Let me go on.
What your content was about, because she said she enjoyed herself there. So I was like, oh, all right, let me go check out who this is. I didn't walk in the room and go, oh my God, he's this, he's that. I didn't do that. I go to QB's channel and I speak.
Wait a minute, I'm gonna take this back. Here's something. What? Let's say that sexual orientation was a choice. My question is, what's the problem? Let's say if it was a choice. What's the problem? You know, he don't seem to have a problem with the religious doctrine he chose. That's chosen. Newborn babies don't come into this world with no Bible or no religious doctrine in their minds or in their head. That shit is instilled. That's indoctrination. That's the first thing. So obviously he chose that. You know, he didn't come out on his mother's womb with a Quran or a Bible in his hand or a Torah.
And man, loving man, whatever. I came to see what your content was about because she said she enjoyed herself there. So I was like, oh, all right, let me go check out who this is. I didn't walk in the room and go, oh my God, he's this, he's that. I didn't do that. I go over to QB's channel and I speak and I'm respectful. I support who she supports. You dig what I'm saying? That's that.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
That's it. Simply. But you can ask me anything you want. And then I don't hit links all the time. Because I believe in a favor for a favor. If I hit your link, then you should be able to hit mine. You know, it's not a one-way street. I know what I bring.
I think he I ain't mad at him for that because I have a little of that in me too. Now that I'm a content creator and I see like how certain things are political, but I'm thinking this motherfucker's manipulative as shit. Especially like how he's getting Honest Row is doing a much better job than me because my interview or my conversation with him wouldn't have been so polite. It just wouldn't. It just wouldn't. Like, I know we would clash instantly. Like, this is just something I know. But he's on thin ice with QB. And QB has ZX shook, you know, because QB got him watching himself a little. Not so much on his platform. He goes back on his platform and says whatever the fuck he want. But I'm talking about when he's over there in that space. You know, he has to pander. Okay? Yeah, like, and the way, like, because you know him and Five Baby fell out before. But then they came back together. And when they came back together, he was on his knees. He was so simpish. It wasn't like in the original energy that he first met her on. Like he was like when he first met, he was trying to act like he was her equal, and she let him know. She let him know, like, no, you're not. Like, you're beneath me. So now he feels like he has to flirt and do all of these things, like, just to be in the good graces of Bay Nation, because that's ultimately what he wants. But let me get to this shit.
Into the table. I know people are coming into the chat now, just because, just like they came when Fire was here. You dig? I understand the game, but if you want to talk, we can talk. I don't have a problem answering anything that you have a problem with. Maybe you need clarity on it. I hope you got some clarity just now.
Yeah.
What I was saying.
Yeah, I got quite a bit of clarity right there. But you know, we can go right into the discussion. Like, do you feel, you know, I'm saying this, you know, very calmly,
Right.
On the levels of, do you feel that you are a bully on these streets?
I like to bully bullies though. I like to bully the bully.
So he was asked a direct question from Honest Row. Do you feel like you're a bully? And his response was, yeah, only because I like to bully the bullies. Yo, that's like a typical response that bullies say. To make them not look so bad, to make them kind of look like a Robin Hood. Like, yeah, although like I'm stealing from the rich and giving to the poor. You know what I mean? Like it, to pretend like it's something honorable in it. And there's nothing honorable in being a bully. Like, dude, you tried to bully, you know. That shit wouldn't, like, it wouldn't be effective with me. Like, it would be an exercise in futility, you know. But I would love to see him try.
I don't know if they're always the bully though. A lot of times they look like the victim.
Well, throw somebody out there. We can discuss it. I'll tell you why.
Misunderstood.
I was her friend. Okay, I was her friend. I was Tracy and I was Kimmy combined. We protected her. We encouraged her. We wanted the best for her. We also had expectations of her. When those
Why? We on YouTube. Why?
Expectations were not met, and it became a wash cycle, repeat and rinse. Or I'm going to everything that everybody is hearing now is basically a repeat that we've been watching for over 2 years. Some things have changed. You can't slander people. When you accuse people of certain things, and let's just say you, all right? Let's just say somebody attacked you, right? And you say, "Oh my God, they broke into my house. They did this. They did that." I'm gonna stand with you and go, "Yo, that ain't cool. That is not cool." Especially if you know who it is, I'm gonna be like, "Yo, do you know that this guy broke into Honest Rose's house and stole?" You understand? I'm gonna be supportive. But then 5 months down the line, you say, "Well, they didn't really break in the house." I'm gonna look at you like, "What the hell is you doing?" Wait a minute. 5, 6 months ago, you were saying they broke into your house, and my whole demeanor is going to change because now I'm going to look at you that you were playing in my face, using me, using my channel, and hurting other people in the process, creating chaos. So even though a bully can be a soft bully, doesn't have to be a strong worded bully. Some people can play and use for clout chasing. And there's a lot of clout chasers, a lot of people who want attention, people who come and support your channel in hopes that they get recognition. I peep all of that. And some people are just,
Wait a minute, I think he projecting there. I think he projected. I think let me look in the chat real quick. I see a few people came in. I think he was projecting there talking about clout chasing. Please. Come on, he gonna have to spare me. It's too early for the bullshit. What's up, Alana Spears? How are you? I spoke to Carrie. Thank you so much, Carrie. Human Assyria, good to see you. What's up, Nihar and Cheryl Brown? That's what I'm saying. I hope I ain't missing anybody. Now, let's get it.
cut them short. I just be like, "Nah, I'm cool. No disrespect. I'm cool. You go cool." And we just cut you short. When you pop it, when you bounce around and you start to see people for what they are, you just cut them short. It don't gotta be a fight unless they continuously want to talk to you and lie to you. But misunderstood is no victim. That would be my answer to that.
But you know, what can I ask this? Like,
Yeah.
What brought the children into it? Or like, why do you feel that you had to call CPS in this situation? Like, why couldn't it have just been something that was a disagreement between y'all on YouTube? And why couldn't it just stay there? Like, why did it have to go that way? Did she do something to you that was?
Well, yes. When you accuse me of doing something and using me as a scapegoat for what I know to be a lie, and you're constantly telling people, "Oh, you called CPS. Oh, you called CPS on me." You encourage people, "You called CPS on me." Well, at a certain point, I say, "Okay, cool. You have accused me 1,000 times. You have used me for sympathy. Well, I might as well go ahead on and call them now."
Y'all hear that logic? So he went through all of that to tell Honest Road that after being accused multiple times of calling CPS on MU, misunderstood, he just went and did it. I guess he was saying she was lying on him initially, but he's saying he went and did it to make her lie true. Now we know, like in so many sectors, like in the beef sector, in the black sector, that people commonly accuse someone of being homosexual. Where did that term Jurassic Sissy originate from? It didn't originate from the beef sector. So is he like, if enough people accuse him, is he gonna go out and do that to make the lie right? Like, I don't know, but this is just his logic. Let's go on.
What's the difference? You've already lied on me 1,000 times saying I did it. Well, fine. Maybe I'll just go ahead on call her. Is that a good enough answer? But that is the truth. That's the truth.
Oh, I mean, you know, yeah, I have to take your answer for what it is. But you know, like, do you feel bad about what she's going through right now? But you know, with just now being able to see her son, and
You believe that. You believe that. I believe her child was never taken from her because she told me the children were going away for the summer. We had heard.
You know what, you guys? And that's pretty much it. I'm not going to really extend it too long because I see he's going into misunderstood, and I ain't got that to do like that. It's just too much fuckery, like attached to that woman and all of that. I'm not trying to figure out. Like, I have enough to think about regarding the B sector. Just like so yeah, yeah, because she can wear me out. So I'm just gonna keep that a buck. I do want to say this though. It seemed like there's a revolving door with like different people that was once in ZX camp. Like, I mean, really like riding for him, who eventually fall out with him. Like, you know, like he was mentioning names like the people I guess that he want us to see negatively. But like these are people that once fuck with you. Like Kimmy once fuck with you. You know, but then you did some shit to her, and then when I turned around, I heard her calling you an ass clown. You know, like, and then there's some people like recently, and I don't know all the names, but they're like women and stuff like that. I do want to say this though. I'm not an avid like watcher over there, but I have peeked in again to get information regarding different content, just to listen to what he's saying or some shit. And a lot of those people who are riders, like y'all don't become honorable because y'all fall out with them. A lot of his hatred and that hate language, it was shared. Like he didn't like really like speak in a vacuum. Like that shit was being upheld by a lot of you guys, reinforced by a lot of you guys, and regurgitated by a lot of you guys. And a lot of you guys that stood under that for years or months and amened it and high-fived them for those things, you feel the same way. So I'm not fooled, you know. I'm just saying. I'm not fooled. So as you gallivant like around like the B sector with all these same did the loving males, just miss me because just know that I seen you. I watched. Miss me. Go to the weak ones. Yeah, yeah, like you don't get to do the hate thing. Like, and I'll be okay with that. Like, I'm always gonna side eye you. Like, and yeah, like I have ears, I have eyes too. Like I wander just like all of you guys. And you guys don't even know how to aim your drags. You don't know how to tailor it to the individual that you're fighting with. You guys think it's okay that because you're in your fifis to insult an entire community of different people. Yeah, because you couldn't handle the whole weight of who was reading you up and down, you know. And the whole gender war thing is tired as well, especially when you're going around picking with males, whether they be homosexual or otherwise. Like if you're going around picking with males and they fight back, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, like they hate women. It's like fuck. Like how come they hate women? Like you know, some of these people have to make a decision. I don't know, to be in the same book, the same chapter, the same page. Yeah, like 1 minute, like I'm D. Ellis and I really have a wife or a woman hitting like in the cut, like away from y'all, and I'm keeping this shit away from y'all. But then the next minute when I defend myself and it happens to be a female, I hate women. Stop it. But that's pretty much it. That's my rant, you guys. Thank you guys for dropping in. Please bring the loot to the like button. And like Carrie pointed out earlier, if you aren't subscribed to the channel, please make sure that you subscribe. I'm out of here. Oh, again, thank you so much, Honest Row, for granting me permission to use your content. Thank you so much. Let me find some music. I'll be out of here. All right. Thank you, Detach.